Hi, and welcome to ManGow, the Philippine and UK talk show. I'm here with my wife Vin, and we are very happy that you can join us. Thank you very much. Hello, and welcome. This is our first ever podcast, and we're going to discuss the differences and similarities between the Philippines and the UK. My name is Stephen, and I'm from Scotland. Also with me is my wife Vin, who is from the Philippines. Our show will aim to cover wide-ranging subjects from infrastructure to relationships and everything in between. Before I start asking questions, I'd like to point out, when I see foreigners or tourists in my country, I have a feeling of hope that these people have a positive experience and leave with a good overall perception and would have no issues in coming back again. I don't work for the tourist board, it's just me and how I am. I think my country is beautiful and a good place, and I want others to see that too. So I'm always keen to ask anyone I meet visiting or having visited about what they think. Vin has been living here in the UK for 6 years now, so what better way to start than by interviewing her on her personal thoughts and experiences. So let's get going. Question number 1 to you, Vin. Before you boarded the first flight to the UK, did you have any expectations or preconceptions about this country?
Yeah, I think my expectations and is all positive about this country because as we all know, this country is one of the great globally, and also this is like, I think, one of the best one to visit.
When you came here for the first time, you were only allowed to stay for 6 months on your visitor's visa. Did your initial thoughts on this country change significantly after that period? I mean, what were you thinking on that flight home? Did you get surprised by your experience here? Were you feeling upbeat at the prospect of returning to the UK again soon?
Yeah, 5 months here is actually very, very short. That's how I feel about it. And I just hope I can extend my stay while I'm here. But sadly, I have to go back home and apply for another visa. But yeah, definitely, as I've said, I just want more time to stay here.
You were up for more, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Whenever I go abroad, I'm always on the lookout for unusual sights and sounds, things I don't encounter at home. Those things, no matter how small or silly they are, make me feel I'm somewhere different, and I like that. Can you talk about anything that got your attention that way?
Yeah, because when I came here, it was January, so it's still a winter months, and actually, the one that I noticed when we went the first time outside is actually the trees. They don't have any leaves, and that makes me feel a bit sad, or a bit creepy actually, because you can only see that on like horror movies. But then again, if you actually like understand the process why trees are like that, you're definitely like appreciate how wonderful the nature is. And one more thing is that I saw a squirrel. So I think that is one of the things that is quite unusual for me, because we don't have, I think, squirrel in the Philippines.
Okay, what about the food? How did you find the food here?
Oh, the food is quite, big difference compared to the Filipino food. We Filipinos are always having rice each meal, 3 or even more times a day. And we eat that with our one pot dish. Like adobo is one of the most popular. And also, the flavor is quite different since we are eating our dishes, or dishes with rice. It's quite have a stronger flavor, or or taste. However, what I noticed, the food here in your place, it's quite a bit bland. I'm not saying bland, it's not as the level of saltiness is a bit different from what we have in the Philippines, because maybe because you're eating it like as it is, like maybe a piece of steak, you just eat it with like already seasoned potatoes and vegetables. So that is one of the difference. And I would like also to mention that when you are in the UK, you can't only have the UK food, but you can also have different cuisine like Chinese, one of the popular, Indian food, and also Italian, and many, many more. So restaurants are all over the place, but I think a Filipino restaurant, I don't find anyone near.
I think that there's one in Edinburgh, that's the closest to us.
Yeah, so that's quite, you have to plan the journey to go there. So I hope soon, or maybe sooner, there will be a Filipino restaurant here.
There's a few in London. There's even a Jollibee, which is like the Philippine McDonald's. So there's a Jollibee in London. So we were there. We have been there.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so that was the food. It'd be so obviously challenging for anyone coming to this country, or any country away from their home country, missing their own country, missing their family, missing their friends. But I want to put all that aside and ask you, what has been the most difficult thing for you to deal with here?
I would say the weather is a big challenge for me. And it's not just, as can you imagine, Philippines would have like an average of 30 degrees every day. And here, just so you know, that the temperature here is just around like 10 or even less. And they have only like about 20 degrees or 24 in between. That is like a heat wave for them, and you can only have that for like a couple of days. It doesn't last for very, very long. So cold weather is a big, big challenge for me.
And on the flip side of that, what would you say has been the most positive thing?
Oh, of course. This is, I think, for both of us, and even I think my friends and family, it is having our little Sophia. She's almost 4, so that is very, very positive for us.
Okay. If a friend or family member had an opportunity to come here, would you recommend it?
Oh, you know what? I think I don't need to recommend the country to them, because they know the country is beautiful. It's really, really beautiful. And I think if they have only a chance, or if it's only as easy to go or to come here, like easy as you go to the Philippines, I think they will be here every time, every special occasion. So yeah, no need of recommendation. They will come.
The Philippines lags behind the UK in some ways, such as politics, infrastructure, and industry, just to name a few. But are you optimistic for the future of your country and in the direction it's going?
Yeah, it's actually surprising for me, because for how many decades that Filipinos are like into poor leadership, if I may say it. But this time is quite a change for Filipinos, like giving us a hope you know what I mean? Like a proper forward direction of progression. So I think, yeah, that is.
Yeah, you've got a charismatic leader in Rodrigo Duterte, who is far different from all the leaders you've had before.
Yeah,
Probably
exactly.
from, would it be right to say from the Marcos era? No, not the Marcos era.
Not really. It's from
What,
Davao.
what's there a good one you had a long time ago?
Oh, yeah, he's President Ferdinand Marcos.
Is it Marcos? Is
Yeah.
it Marcos? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this one, he's started a project called Build, 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 and he's basically connecting all the islands. The Philippines is made up of more than 7,000 islands, but they don't have the infrastructure in place. So to get from one island to another, you're generally having to get a ferry across. So this Build, Build, Build project is connecting these islands with bridges, road and rail, and that's going to make a huge difference to the country. They're also doing other things, building lots of roads and rails and even like subways that they don't have at the moment. That's all happening at the same time. So there's big changes happening in that country.
Yeah, he is the man.
Okay, so are you hoping to return there to live again someday?
Yeah, hopefully with you. And as you retire, I would like to spend, I think, more time there, not just for about 2 to 3 weeks, but actually like longer as possible, because the weather there is just very, very different. It's really warm, and I think there's a lot of places to visit as well.
I've got to say, I'm overjoyed to have found a beautiful and wonderful wife in you, Vin. And I'm thankful to you and your culture that allows you to accept me as your husband. Do you have any message to anyone here that may be considering looking for love in the Philippines?
Yeah, of course. If you are a bit inspired of our story and you're looking for a love of your life, a partner of your life in the Philippines, I would say, I think you have to visit first the country, and you will learn about the country itself, learn about the food, a little bit of language, and yeah, maybe from then on you can look for a girl or for a boy, and I think
your chances will be improved if you learn about the country and the culture.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. But there is a lot of Philippines looking for love abroad. They look to countries, generally speaking, in the West, where they can maybe find a husband or a wife.
Yeah, it's all up to you actually, because you can, if you want, you can always do it online. There are also dating sites that's for Filipinos or Filipinas, so you can have a look and then you can start from there.
Good. Okay, so that's at least 10 questions I've asked you, so we will wrap it up there for this episode 1. We'll continue what we were talking about in the next episode. Until then, enjoy what you're doing, and we hope to see you again.
Thank you, everyone, and have a good day.
Bye-bye.